Hi everyone, and greetings from a very cold Cape Town. In this video I'm going to tell you how to get a killer six-pack in a 90-day period. There's many marketing adverts out there that tells you this fantastic pill or this particular exercise will produce a killer six-pack in 14 days or 30 days or whatever the case. Now, one thing you need to understand, there is no pill out there. It doesn't matter what these people claim, and there is no single exercise out there that is going to produce a killer six-pack in a 30-day, a 14-day period, or 60-day period, or whatever period. There's certain things you need to do to get a killer six-pack, and in this video I'm going to tell you what you need to do. And you will see that I said 90 days. Now, 90 days is a 3-month period. A 3-month period is a reasonable period for your body to change, to lower your body fat levels, to increase your muscle size. So 3 months is a period that you can make quite a dramatic change. To get that coveted six-pack, you need to do basically two major things. Number one, you need to increase the size of your ab muscles. Basically increase the difference between the hills and the valleys so that it stands out more. And number two, you need to decrease the fat layer that cover the abs and at the same time feed the muscles for growth. An interesting point is that you need to remember that the muscles of the abs, as well as the calves for that matter, is a different fiber than the rest of the muscles in your body. The rest of the muscles in your body you train to failure on a set with a rep range of about 8 reps per set, and they would respond great. Whereas your abs and your calves, you need to train them at a much higher rep range, closer to like 20 to 25 reps per set, plus you need to train them more frequently. That is the two requirements, higher rep range and more frequently for those two muscles to respond sufficiently. So if you struggle with small calves and you struggle with your six-pack, you need to train them more frequently. You need to hit them at a higher rep range than all the other muscles. So the ab muscles, you need to train 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Forget about fancy moves. Stick to the basics that is known to build up the ab muscle and to really stimulate growth. And one word here, crunches, crunches, crunches. Now, there's various forms of crunches. It's not a single simplistic exercise. I'm going to list a couple of pictures on the screen for you to just give you an idea of the different types of crunches. Now, the purpose of the crunch is to really contract the ab muscles very intensely. A lot of people, what they do wrong is that when they do a crunch, they raise their upper body, their shoulders. They raise it too high. It must be a very small degree from the point that you were lying down to the point that you lift your upper body. When you get to like rep 8, 9 or 10, that ab muscles must start to really ache. If they don't ache by, let's say, rep 10, then you are not doing it right, because that is what the crunch is about. You need to get the focus so that that ab muscle is contracting so intensely while doing the crunch that it must start aching. So like when you get to rep 20 to 25, it must be a serious painful situation. And that is how you stimulate the ab muscles for growth. Very few exercises deliver this, I want to say, excruciating pain that the crunch actually delivers. I find it one of the most painful exercises that there are. But as one of my favorite movies saying goes, life is pain, princess. If anybody tells you differently, they are lying. So you need to start loving this pain. And this is a lifestyle you're following. And it's a happy pain. It's a good pain. So just enjoy it and just do it. Also, one problem with the crunch is that it don't particularly work the obliques. It works the center from the top to the bottom part of the abs. For you to concentrate on the obliques, you still can do that via the crunches, where you won't do the crunch just straight forward and crunching. You would do it slightly to the side, forward, and slightly to the other side, doing the crunching. A very specific exercise that hit the obliques very well is the Russian twist. Just be careful, the Russian twist, although it's a very good exercise, your technique needs to be very, very well there, because you can hurt your back. Use your contraction of your core muscles, your abs, to stop the movement. Don't move too far to the side, and your angle mustn't be too great, because the bigger your angle is, the more risky it is that you can actually hurt your back. Now the last exercise in the lineup to stimulate ab growth is the good old-fashioned leg throws. If you can get a training partner, or maybe just ask one of the helpers on the gym floor to come and help you. You just lie down, you lift up your legs and your partner, you hold your partner's ankles and your partner throw these legs at force down to the side, straight to the side. You must not know which side he's going to throw at you, so he throw it randomly to whatever side he decides. And you need to not touch the ground. Now, I'm telling you, this exercise, you do it easily to about 40-50 reps at a time in a set. And this exercise, you're going to ache the next day. Not there so much, but the next day, it hits the abs in a completely different fashion. The next day, that abs deep inside is going to ache, and it's going to ache very low, where the crunch let the middle to the top part of the abs ache. This one let the middle to the lower part of the abs ache very deep inside. So the way that it hit the abs is completely different than a normal crunch, and I find that it is a rather important exercise to stimulate the abs sufficiently for growth. So let's look at the exact training regime that you need to follow for your ab exercises. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you do a training session on the abs. In that training session, you will do the following: 4 sets of 25 reps each of crunches, followed by 4 sets of 50 reps of leg throw, followed by 3 sets of 25 reps of Russian twists, followed by 3 sets of 25 reps of any other crunch, not the one that you did in the first part of the exercise training. So if you do this consistently for a 90-day period, this will stimulate the abs for decent growth. But now onto an even bigger part of the trick. No matter how good you train and how hard you train, you could have the best ab attack plan in the world. If your diet does not feed your body for necessary growth, there will be nothing happening. Plus, that abs is most probably covered by a cloak right now of a fat layer that you don't want to have there. Now that fat layer you need to decrease. That brings out the ab muscles. If your fat layer is more than about 12% body fat, then usually you can't really see your six-pack at all. I can see my six-pack when I'm still 10-11%, but the moment I hit about 12%, then my six-pack is also turning into a one-pack. So the more you want your abs to be pronounced, the lower you need to go onto the body fat scale. Now, how do you cover these diet points? I can give you links to some serious, very advanced cutting diet suggestions, but I'm going to make it easy for you here. I'm going to give you just 7 basic rules that you need to follow in your diet. That's going to cover the growth of the muscle to feed it correctly, and that's going to cover decreasing the fat layer. Number 1, you must eat 7 meals a day. This is very important. A lot of people tell me, yeah, that it just can't get to 7 meals. It's too much food, then it adds on. First off, a meal is fish size, protein, carb, veggies. So it's basically 3 fish sizes lying in your board. About 7 of those meals a day. Now, why 7 meals a day? It stimulates your base metabolic rate to be functioning at a higher level, which means that you're going to burn more energy, which means that you're going to lose fat easier. Number 1. Number 2, it will result in a flatter tummy. The smaller your meals are, and the more frequent they are, smaller portions, the flatter your tummy is literally going to be. Number 3, it keeps your system flooded with the right nutrients the whole time for growth. Number 4, your energy levels never dip so low that you get hunger pains and your body go into a catabolic mode. So it's a very, very important factor. So if you can't get your head around this, then it's a big part of the success. Then you're going to struggle to get that abs to look really decent. Point number 3, you must drink a branched chain amino acid BCAA shake with a scoop of L-glutamine in it during your training. Now this prevents your body to going into a catabolic mode. This prevents your muscles from breaking down and literally decreasing in size while you are training, because this is usually what happens, especially when you're lowering your calories and you're on a diet. Then your body easily goes into a catabolic mode. Now you want to prevent that, and the way to prevent that, especially during training, is to drink a BCAA shake with a little scoop of L-glutamine in it. Point 4, after training you drink a whey protein shake with 1 scoop of L-glutamine in it, and you eat a banana. You can also eat an apple, but preferably a banana. That must be done immediately after your training finished. Point number 5, you must get 3 scoops of salt-free, sugar-free peanut butter in per day. This is the good fats. Now this is critical to keep your hormonal system healthy. You're not going to get growth if your testosterone levels drop. And the way to keep that levels healthy is by getting enough good fats in. Point number 6, you must drink 4 liters of water a day. Now I drink 6 to 10 liter water a day. That's critical for a fat loss environment, critical keeping your body healthy for a lot of aspects of bodybuilding. This is a very important aspect. Point number 7, alcohol. Now, okay, no, it's difficult. A lot of people socialize a lot and so on, but you need to get your priorities straightened out. You need to decide what you want in life. Alcohol in a cutting environment where you want to get a six-pack and you want to look good, it's not on. You can have about 500 milliliters of alcohol once a week, let's say on a Saturday, for example, and the rest of the week, no alcohol whatsoever. Alcohol is the biggest #1 enemy to get a nice ripped six-pack. There is nothing that makes so much damage to the tummy of especially a guy than drinking alcohol. So alcohol is out once a week. Wine, red wine, and when you do drink the wine, you must cut your carbs out of that particular meal completely. So no carbs whatsoever. So the wine would replace, for example, the carb. Now it's as easy as that. I've given you the plan of attack on the training. I've given you a plan of attack on how to grow the muscles, to feed them for the growth now. I give you a plan of attack on how to lower the body fat or the tummy. Now regarding genetics, a lot of people say, yeah, but I just don't have a six-pack. Now I'm sorry, but I've never met a guy that when he do the training attack correctly, meaning the actual intensity of the training and the right techniques and the right exercises, and he feed his body for growth and he cut his body fat layer sufficiently down, I've never met a guy that did not make dramatic increases in the way he look and so on. So your body will respond. I don't care what your genetic makeup is, your body will respond positively if you give it the right input. Now this whole process is going to deliver you a great six-pack, but this is a great time to not just do the six-pack thing, but to also attend to your whole body, because you might get this body with a stunning six-pack, but small shoulders, small arms, no traps, chest flat. I'm telling you, it's not going to look good. You might have the six-pack, but the six-pack is going to look so much more impressive if you have broad shoulders, nice thick traps, big chest, strong legs, strong arms, to go with the whole picture. Then we're really talking about a wow situation. And last point, I'm doing online coaching, so I'll put the link up on the video for you now. If any of you are interested in the coaching, please contact me. I've got 3 systems. The one is a generic system, and the other 2 is where I do a bit more personalized situation. Happy training, everybody. Cheers. Gert Louw.